I said for many years that when Tommy was going to prison, it was the I am Spartacus moment, where we all had to stand up and say, I am Tommy. And that he represented every single one of us in that system, because he was the one that was speaking out the most. He was the one that was being most vocal. He was the one that putting his life on the line, his everything on the line, for the sake of speaking the truth about grooming gangs, about terrorism. And of course, he was vilified. He was demonized for it. And the last few months, I thought we were making progress. We had those fantastic events, 3 fantastic events back to back. St. George's Day, 1st of June, 27th of July. And then all of a sudden, the riots break out. 3 little girls are brutally murdered. We still don't know why. There's still nobody telling us the motive of this murderer. Isn't that interesting? We'll maybe have to wait until January, till he goes to court to find out. But anyway, on the back of the riots, the most horrendous crackdown has taken place. And men and women are being sent to prison. Men and women that had no criminal records in their past. Now, yes, there have been some horrendous scenes of rioting, and the people that were involved in racist attacks or rioting on any side of this should be punished. But people that have been saying nasty things on Facebook or Twitter, people that have been arguing with the police when the police have been dragging women away and beating people in front of them, and all these men did was remonstrated and argued with the police and got 18 months in prison. And I think about that train driver, was it David Spring? 18 months in prison. He is his wife's carer. He's just retired. What effect is that going to have on that man? And the very sinister Mohammed Akbunji quipped, he'll have plenty of time to reflect on what he said about Allah in prison. In other words, a veiled threat. Okay, brothers, go for it. It's open season on the elderly white gentleman that said some hurty words about Allah. So that's what we're up against. That's what we're up against in this country. This is totalitarianism. And the thing that really worries me is the safety of these people that have been convicted. Even the ones that were guilty. At the end of the day, if you go to prison, that is punishment enough. You don't need to be standing against the brothers. You don't need to be standing against the jihadi gangs. Your punishment is your time away from your family, your time away from your ability to earn money, and your freedom being taken away. Your life does not need to be put in jeopardy. And believe you me, there will be men, possibly not women, but certainly men, who are in real danger in these prisons. And that's something I find horrific. And I just feel for these people that have gone to prison for nothing, for just being drunken at riots. I mean, come on. 2 or 3 years in prison for a veteran. He'd just been to the pub and he came out the pub and he just joined in. He didn't even riot. He just shouted at the police. He didn't hit anyone. He didn't throw anything. He was just there. So these issues are massive, massive issues. And obviously, when you think about it, we got Tommy due in court at the end of October. And let's get it right. I mean, they're going to try and throw the book at him. And the slandering and the libel against Tommy Robinson in the last few weeks, you know, talk about publishing false information that has inflamed situations. Talking about the EDL, saying Tommy Robinson was inciting violence. His families had death threats and Osman warnings. This is madness. It's absolute madness, and it needs to stop. And this government, this government needs to fall, and there needs to be a reckoning for these people in this government, because I believe what has been done is probably some of the greatest travesties of justice that we've seen in our lifetime. And you know, about 2 years ago, I think it was, maybe less, I watched a documentary about the miners' strike. No, it would actually have been 2 months ago, my goodness, a couple of months ago. Documentary about the miners' strike. Same sort of thing. People fitted up, people sent down for rioting. Obviously, it was Thatcher. And Thatcher was an authoritarian. Let's get it right. And Thatcher went against the miners with the same force and gusto that this government's gone against just normal people that are just sick of children being murdered by scumbags. Anyway, last rant of the day. See you all soon.